He asked me to see me. I don't think I actually bumped into him. I may have done, but I definitely didn't discuss the reshuffle with him.
That's a lie. You remember, oh, I might have bumped into him, but we didn't discuss. He's been sending you ideas the whole time. But so what did you discuss? Whether you were going to go Wagamamas later or something?
Never give you up. Never give you up.
Buongiorno freaks and geeks, welcome back to the channel. So it would seem there has been a flurry of activity in Westminster this week already. Peter Mandelson, the story that just keeps on giving. So we're going to get into a couple of contributions made by former Chief of Staff Morgan McSweeney, and also react to how the MPs voted in regards to launching an inquiry into how Prime Minister Keir Starmer acted in relation to the appointment of Peter Mandelson. So we're going to get straight into those videos, but before we do, please don't forget to hit the buttons for like, subscribe. Those small acts of support make a giant impact on me and the growth of this channel.
Mandelson was in the Cabinet Office and then understood came into number 10 on the day of the reshuffle, but he was not involved in the reshuffle.
What are we doing straight off the bat? I mean, I said it before, Morgan McSweeney is the worst Irish person that we've ever laid eyes on since Conor McGregor. Now, you expect us to swallow that Peter Mandelson was in number 10 Downing Street, but wasn't involved in the reshuffle. Can you imagine if you worked in Asda and someone was just there, a manager from 10 years ago was there just randomly in the halls of power in Asda, and they weren't having an input into what was happening in terms of redundancies or team restructures? I mean, if you believe that, I've also got a bridge to sell you.
The reshuffle was extremely challenging because it was a bad day for our party, for the government. We had just lost the Deputy Prime Minister.
So the Deputy Prime Minister didn't die. There was just something, I guess, some discrepancies about home ownership or something. I can't remember, but I think he's referring to that. If there was such a chaotic day and a dark day for Labour, even more reason for the Prince of Darkness not to be there unless he had some type of material input with how Labour was going to conduct themselves moving forward. I mean, that's a sensible conclusion that I'm drawing. Maybe you have some others.
And we needed to reorganise the government at pace, and the Prime Minister wanted to go ahead and do that. The text messages from Mandelson to me on the day, I believe, will be made available at a humble address. I can't remember precisely what he said, but he texted me his thoughts, and I have to say, on a reshuffle day, I get texted a lot of thoughts from a lot of people. Okay,
reshuffle days are usually quite busy, I can imagine, but why do people message you on that day then? Unless they have an understanding that you would either reply or take on board their suggestions. I'll be very curious to see what he says next.
The people who I would respond to and get back to would be cabinet members or other senior staff to ask them their views. I did not respond to any of Mandelson's texts.
Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. He sent you so many messages that they are very rememberable for you right now, but you didn't respond to any of them. Did you at least read them? Because if you did at least read them, then I'm going to make the logical leap and say that you also responded. Because otherwise, why would you even read the message? It makes no sense. If you say, I only respond to cabinet members, the Prime Minister and other senior staff, why even mention Peter Mandelson? And also, Peter Mandelson was there in the building. Why would he need to message you unless you told him, I can't speak with you in person right now, but send me a cheeky text.
The text messages set out ideas of people that he thought should be in particular positions. None of his suggestions actually came out to be the case.
Show me.
So his ideas were not followed up. I don't mind getting ideas, but I didn't have a conversation with him about his ideas.
So he sent you ideas, you read these ideas, you appreciated the ideas, but you didn't take on board any of the ideas, and you didn't respond to any of these messages. Yeah, just piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, why don't you? Like, this is, like, he is saying this at a committee. Can't remember what committee it actually was, but obviously he's not in a court of law, so he can't be done for perjury. But this individual is lying to everyone and is expecting you to swallow it for some unknown reason, because in my opinion, he hasn't built up any credit for him to so effortlessly lie like this. What do you mean you saw all of these suggestions, didn't take on any of these? Then tell us what suggestions he made then, if you didn't take on any of them and you also didn't respond to him. Ay, ay, ay.
He asked me to see me. I don't think I actually bumped into him. I may have done, but I definitely didn't discuss the reshuffle with him.
That's a lie. You remember, oh, I might have bumped into him, but we didn't discuss. He's been sending you ideas the whole time. But so what did you discuss? Whether you were going to go Wagamamas later or something? Why are you doing this, Morgan? Why are you lying to us? Why did you even bother giving evidence at this committee? Or yeah, why share this? Is it like you had enough time to come up with a more convincing lie than this right now?
The only text back from me to him is at the end of the day, where I said, look, I thought we did well considering the circumstances today, but I did not take him up on his offers of advice, and I did not act on any of the advice that he gave, and I did not ask him his views on any ministerial appointments.
And so are any of your text messages to Peter Mandelson, or not, going to be available in the humble address?
Yes.
And why is he texting you if you're both at number 10 on the same day?
Because he's not in the room.
And you didn't bump into him?
I might have bumped into him. I don't recall, but I certainly didn't ask him his views.
So this testimony or contribution or evidence was given at the Foreign Affairs Select Committee, but Emily Thornberry there, not her biggest fan, but asking a question I would have actually posed earlier in his drivel. Why was he texting you if he was at number 10? Why is he at number 10? Why was he just in number 10? Like, why are people allowed to just walk around the halls of power if they have no official position there or their advice is not being taken on board? Answer me that, Mr. Morgan McSweeney. So, in Morgan's words, he was sending me messages because he wasn't in the reshuffle room. But that would suggest that he's done this previously and he's been listened to. Otherwise, why on earth would Peter Mandelson have the audacity to message you on a reshuffle day if he didn't think his suggestions were going to be taken seriously or you weren't responding to him? Whew. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, Morgan McSweeney is the he is the puppet master when it comes to Prime Minister Keir Starmer. You can almost see where Keir Starmer gets all of his lying techniques from. Morgan taught Keir Starmer everything he knows about lying, but Morgan McSweeney didn't teach Keir Starmer everything he knows. Referring to Morgan right now, he knows about lying, and this is on full display right here. I can't believe that this is like people actually watching this in earnest, thinking this makes any sense. I mean, I don't know whether English is Morgan McSweeney's first language, but his communication style is lying through his teeth. That is all he knows. It's absolutely diabolical behavior. So now let's get into this second video. This video, actually, why am I even going to explain it? Let's just get straight into it.
We procured two strong candidates for him. One was Mandelson, and the other was George Osborne, the former Chancellor of the Exchequer, who I'd met as part of it. And my view was that we had, and I said to the Prime Minister, you have two appointable candidates. Others agreed that there was two appointable candidates. I can't recall anyone saying that Mandelson was not appointable.
Lads, what are we going to do with this? I mean, when I first heard this, that for a Labour government, and remember, Morgan McSweeney was the architect behind convincing the Labour membership that Keir Starmer was the rightful heir to Jeremy Corbyn. And now he's coming in the year of our Lord 2026 saying that the two appointable candidates as ambassador to the United States were Prince of Darkness Peter Mandelson and the butcher of the disabled George Osborne. I was absolutely aghast. Why the hell would a supposed left-leaning Labour Party, and I hate that I even have to prefix Labour Party with left-leaning. I mean, you're called the Labour Party, for Christ's sake. You're supposed to be for the workers, but yeah, let's put that to one side. So left-leaning Labour Party is saying that the two most appointable candidates to the United States is George Osborne and Peter Mandelson. Cool. Yeah. I guess so. But then I gave it some deeper thought. If you are a shrinking superpower like the United Kingdom and you wanted to, after Brexit obviously, create stronger links between yourself and the current biggest superpower on the face of the planet, the United States, and they are currently led by a fascist orange person, you need someone that basically speaks that language. You have the Prince of Darkness, who has rubbed shoulders with people that are literal human traffickers, and you have George Osborne, who created austerity and killed off at least 50,000 disabled people. So when you take that all into consideration, it makes sense why you would send such psychopaths across the Atlantic Ocean. But I agree, on the face of it, having those two as your final appointable candidates is an absolute disgrace, and I would suggest you open up that pool a bit wider. So that's the end of the Morgan McSweeney segment. You would have thought, after giving us bits of that dribble along with a lot of other dribble, and I don't know about you, but I could tell that he was absolutely lying and trying to cover his own back. You would think this would have influenced how MPs would later vote on whether or not an inquiry into Keir Starmer's actions should have been launched.
Thank you. The ayes to the right, 223. The noes to the left, 335. The noes have it, unlocked.
We're fucked. So as you can see, democracy manifest. The MPs voted against an inquiry into Keir Starmer, and if you're wondering, all of those MPs that voted no were Labour MPs, and you can get a full breakdown of who voted yes, who voted no, who wasn't able to vote on this government page, and I will leave a link to that below. I'm not sure what to say at this point. This is not democracy whatsoever. Keir Starmer is probably the most unpopular prime minister in my lifetime. So what gave Labour MPs the right to vote against him facing an inquiry when the majority of the country don't even want him as prime minister? And this is what I mean. This democracy is not fit for purpose. And we are seeing every day that the case for keeping things the way they are is diminishing further and further and further. There's no reason for us to have this parliamentary setup. Definitely no reason for us to have first past the post system. Definitely no reason why we as citizens can't directly vote to have a prime minister removed as soon as he's not doing a sufficient job, if you believe in democracy. Anyway, yeah, I'm at a loss. I'm not sure what to say after this, and I was trying to live the promise that I would be much more upbeat, much more sunshine and rainbows, much more this is what we need to do and this is how we can do it. But if MPs are not even willing to send him to an inquiry, I don't think he's even going to leave after the avalanche of devastation which is waiting for him at the local elections. I truly believe Labour is going to get obliterated at the local elections, and I still don't think Keir Starmer will leave, because he's been put, like a battery's been put in his back by bootlicking Labour MPs who just voted no on having an inquiry into his actions in regards to the appointment of the Prince of Darkness, the rubber of shoulders with human traffickers, Peter Mandelson. Oh yeah, not to mention he's actually been arrested and under investigation for misconduct in public office. But yeah, we're supposed to just go about our day with the cost of living, with petrol going through the roof because of America and Israel's illegal war on Iran. But yeah, we're supposed to just carry on with our day. Ah, gosh. I don't know. I really hope I can speak about more positive things, especially after the local elections. I want to see Keir Starmer's resignation letter as soon as those results are made public. I need him gone. And then I think the demons within my stomach can finally be put to bed, and we can focus on more positive actions and projects that not only have I seen around the UK and abroad, but positive action that I'm actually involved in. Getting real community cohesion, influencing communities to really take control of their lives, whether it's through political engagement, whether it's through community organising, whether it's through leading projects that they know will benefit the health and well-being of their neighbours. But with that being said, this channel is first and foremost a Keir Starmer hate parade. As long as he's in the public eye, that is going to be my singular focus, I'm afraid. So I really hope for his downfall pretty soon. So tell me what you think below. Was I too harsh? Was I not harsh enough? Where do you think this Labour government will go next? Because to be honest, we aren't hearing about the policies anymore. Not that the policies are probably any good, but we are not seeing that anymore. All we are seeing is Peter Mandelson, Keir Starmer, Peter Mandelson, Keir Starmer, and that is it. When will we see the light at the end of the tunnel and make it through this very dark period in UK politics? If you write it down below, I will definitely read it. With that being said, If you've made it to this point, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy audiobooks, I voice one on spotting red flags in relationships. If you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit the buttons for like, subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon. Ciao.
Take a step in my